Buongiorno, everyone. Welcome to the player ratings, and we'll try and make this a quick one so late to get to bed. Because if you didn't know already, in Dubai, and it's 2:30 in the morning here on Tuesday. So
early night, is it?
Early night, is it? Yeah. Let's try and get through this. Let's get over it. I want to just get through the game, to be honest, because what a boring, awful game it was, anyways. But we'll start with Carl Darlow, and for me, I think if the Raptor doesn't play against Man United this weekend, then he's got to play against Wolves the following game, because I don't want to really single out Darlow too much when you've got sloppy defenders and silly errors not making his life any easier. But again, for the first goal, I don't think he covered himself in glory, and I just think you've got Martin Dubravka there. We're getting stuck into a relegation battle. Let's bring some experience in. But Darlow tonight conceded 2. Defenders didn't help. I give him a 5.
Yeah, I think it is just literally a matter of time before Dubravka comes back. I think Darlow's time and luck is almost running up. But you right there, you got them.
The Dubai Fly.
You got them Dubai Fireflies, eh? You better watch out for them.
They're a bit more ruthless out here. The flies, right? They're not even lost.
I heard they're poisonous, mate. So you better watch yourself.
That's dead good. That's just what I want. Can't we go Ben because of the Dubai Flies?
Right, I'll go to Emil Kraft at right back, and I don't know. It was a bit of a funny one for Kraft today, because obviously Manquillos came in at right back since Revetting 4 at the back and done really well. It's unfortunate he's going to be out for the next 8 weeks, because Kraft's pretty much going to have to cover there with Yedlin out the door now. I haven't really got any options. That maybe in hindsight we should have been keeping Yedlin in. You better watch yourself there, right? I think Kraft.
Good mental.
What's it like? Fucking Jumanji over there, is it?
This is the first fly I've seen, and it's just absolutely brutal. It's just totally going for us. It's not even just like lingering around, it's just attacking us. I feel like Newcastle's back 5. Just get the attack.
I thought Kraft had a tough game today. Like Werner pretty much had him on toast on the right hand side. Alonso as well. I thought Chelsea, you know what it is, like they weren't even that good, but when they needed to get forward, they looked a hell of a lot more threatening than what we did, and I don't really think any of our defence really had a good game, so I'll give Kraft a 4.
I should have done a lot better. Werner just got past him too easy now, didn't he, for the first goal when he crossed it in?
Yeah. Lascelles.
Captain Lascelles back the night there, and going to the watch along. I don't know what minute it is, to be fair, but where we talk about the captaincy of the club and should Lascelles be the captain and how's he there and stuff, because that's a whole other story for another day and bring other people into it. But tonight he comes back and he does an amazing challenge early on in the game, he does absolutely nothing after that. After that, he's back to himself, where he's out of his position, he's slow, he cannot mark. That moment where Lascelles was further forward than Isaac Hayden. Isaac Hayden was having to come back and drop where Lascelles should be. Lascelles just isn't good enough for me. When you look around, we said it now on the watch thing, you'd think Clark and Fernandes would be ideal. I'd rather have Lejeune back. Obviously, Shaw was starting to come back to his best. Lascelles' first game back today, but it just highlights the errors that he's got in his game, and he's just not a very clever or astute footballer for me. Just doesn't cover me in confidence when I see Lascelles there, and he just got caught out today, and it could have been more. I'll give Lascelles a 4.
He's certainly got his moments, Lascelles, like that last-ditch challenge for Abraham. That was a world-class tackle. Watching it live, I thought that was a stonewall penalty. I thought he got nowhere near the ball, but from the replay, it was actually an impeccably timed challenge. But most of the time, he just really doesn't, if you've got to rank our central defenders, he's near the bottom for me. Even when Lejeune's fit and healthy, which isn't often or if ever, Lejeune's ahead for me, and Clark and Fernandes. I'd love to see a partnership with Clark and Fernandes, but as we spoke about it with the captain's armband, Lascelles is pretty much rooted in the starting lineup when he's fit. But that being said, Kieran Clark on the other side, as though his positioning was poor, set pieces were poor. Yeah, it was just a pretty invisible performance from the entire back line. They were in complete fucking ghosts, fucking Caspar Castle. What's going on? It was just fucking shit from all of them. I'd maybe say Clark was better than Lascelles other than that challenge, so he can have a 4 as well. Just pretty boring performance from everyone at the back.
The second goal summed it up, didn't it? Where it bounces off Clark's head and then it bounces off Lascelles'
Sounds
shin.
like trying to find that Darlow couldn't get back in time. Like
the total calamity that was the back line the day, like.
Jamal Lewis on the other side.
No, he was getting done so much by Hudson-Odoi, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was just Hudson-Odoi had him on toast tonight, but there was one or two moments though where Lewis turned his man and got forward a little bit, and it just showed that that's what he's better at, because defensively tonight caught out time and time again. And now Hudson-Odoi is a tricky, paceful player, but Lewis is young. He's meant to have pace. He should be keeping up with his man. He's getting done every time. Poor performance from him tonight. Like I can agree.
Yeah. Isaac Hayden finally played in his right position, and in fairness, I thought he did his job fairly well in being the rock at the back, kind of protecting the back four. As you mentioned before, he was about 10 yards behind Lascelles for one last-ditch challenge. Like, he shouldn't have had to be there. I think in the second half, he kind of drifted into the back line more when they were on the attack to form a back five as per, which I'm quite surprised we didn't actually start with. But yeah, it was nice to see him a bit further forward, but he was drifting backwards as much as he was forwards. Got some good interceptions, got some blocks in. 6.
Yeah.
Shelby?
Non-existent first half. Seemed like he realised he had a game to play second half at times. 2 or 3 okay moments. But again, just a passenger, just pointless. You know, Peter whinges at Hendrick every week for doing out. Get at Shelby now. Shelby's doing out. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. He had a free kick that was decent, tested, kept back to be fair. At least he got it on target. And that was the highlight. But you're looking at him to do something in the middle of the park, to pick out a pass, to pick out a runner. Doesn't do it. Doesn't do it. Doesn't get involved in the game enough. He'll happily let 30, 40 minutes go by where he has no involvement at all.
Yeah. So
for me, you've got Matty on the bench. Why wasn't he subbed? At least bring a bit of energy in the middle of the park, bring a bit of pace. But nah, Shelby, inconsistent. Give him a 4.
Yep, I agreed. He was just completely fucking absent for the majority of the game, which is kind of typical of Shelby. It's kind of like the Oxford game. Just, not Oxford, was it? Newport. Just completely asleep for the majority of the game and just wakes up in 5-10 minute spells, but just not consistent enough at all. Joe Willock, I actually thought had a pretty good game getting forward, like just doing what he's meant to do. Like it's like the new kind of number 8, the guy linking up the midfield and the attack, the player that we've been looking for months, if not years. I thought he had another good game. Like despite we're not really getting much into the final third, he didn't really have a lot of opportunities. From what he did, I thought he'd done well. Like he showed a little bit of skill on the edge of the box, a few step overs and that. He had an opportunity from a header crossed in from it was a Fraser from the left hand side. I thought he had a pretty good game. Like it's just he's playing with confidence. That you can tell he's a young lad who wants to play football, and I think he's down for a spot, whether it's for Newcastle, whether it's for Arsenal, for England, whoever it is. I think he just wants to play football and he wants to impress. And I think so far, 2 games in, he has. He just didn't really have a lot of support from the people around him today, like Shelby. So I give him a 6 for the day. I think he had a good effort.
And he's starting running a good flicked on header. Again, saved by Kepa. Obviously, Kepa was going to get a clean sheet against us, like, wasn't it? Jesus Christ.
Without a doubt. Werner with a goal and I could have fucking put money on that.
Man of the match.
Dwight Gale on the right-hand side.
Not the answer. Not the answer. I mean,
certainly not.
How can you? Bruce is he getting the muddled up? Does he still think it's Callum Wilson out there? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know why we had to replace him striker for a striker. We didn't need to do that because he's not playing as a fucking winger.
He's trying to do like for like, can he? As if he thinks he's going to win. You've actually got a winger there in Ryan Fraser. So why isn't he playing? Do you know what I mean? And the worrying thing was that Joe Linton actually got on the pitch sooner than Ryan Fraser, because Ryan Fraser actually had a bit of an impact. He had the odd cross in, he took on his man. Gale, he wasn't lacking in endeavour. He was working hard. He was getting back defensively, but he's not the answer. Especially when we're not going to have enough of the ball there. And in that formation, it just didn't work out from the night at all. Didn't get involved enough. Didn't have a chance. Didn't get up the pitch enough. Didn't have the ball in around the box at all. So, doesn't fill you with confidence with Wilson being out for a couple months. Like, does it?
No, definitely not.
So I'd give Gale a 4 tonight.
Mm-hmm. No, certainly not the answer. On the other side, though, Saint-Maximin, like, he tried. Like, everyone knows he's our creative outlet, especially if Wilson's not there to finish it off in the middle. But it was just another frustrating performance from Saint-Maximin. Too long in decision making. Like, he looked good on the ball, but it's just another case of running into brick walls, taking way too long to decide whether he wants to cut in and get a shot away, go down the left and whip in a cross. Like, his decision making needs to be a lot quicker in the Premier League. Maybe in France you could get away with it. In the Premier League, you can't. Certain games you can, like Burnley, where he was class. It was the game the other day he was decent in. Was it Southampton? Against teams like Chelsea, you haven't got that much time. You need to be a lot quicker in doing what you want to do and create a little bit more. Like, he showed his pace, he showed his creativity, what he wanted to do. He just couldn't do it effectively, so he can have a 5.
Right.
Almiron down the middle.
Almiron, I was actually excited. Obviously, this is the first live game I watched the Southampton game in the bar, so I can't remember much of it. This is the first live game I've watched in like 2.5 weeks, and I was buzzing to see Almiron because of how well he's been playing lately. Obviously, remember the first 20 minutes against Southampton where he was flying, scoring. But the night he was trying to drop too deep on him. We weren't getting the ball in the final third enough. Couldn't make an impact. He was trying hard. He was coming to try and collect the ball. He looks like he's got a bit more confidence. Trying to change things in the middle of the park, sprinting to our half. But again, we just didn't utilise it today. It's like we changed formation. We didn't look like we were going to go so negative, but yet we still had 20-30% possession. Still had 1 or 2 shots. We just like rewinding a couple of months on it, and we couldn't get the best out of Miggy tonight. Unfortunately, I give him a 5.
Yep. No. We've gone to the subs quickly then, because I know you want to get to bed. It's fucking middle of the night hour in Dubai. Joe Linton, as you said, came on before Fraser. Just 64 minutes, just didn't offer much. Like, I was trying to defend him during the week, even earlier on this afternoon, trying to talk to people on Twitter. Like, just let them know, like, in this formation, I feel like Joe Linton can get the best out of this formation, playing like as a forward, probably on the left. The last 2 games we've seen him, he's been playing on the right, which he probably shouldn't be. I think the left forward is the one and only position he can play where we can maybe see a decent player in there. I thought against Southampton the other day, to be fair, he done well defensively when we were absolutely bricking up the back, trying not to concede that equaliser when we were down to 10 and 9 men. But today, 64 minutes on, just offered out. Just disappointed in him because I want him to do so well. Like, people are already writing him off, saying, cut my losses, get rid of him, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to do that. I think that's too easy. And I know we're never going to get 40 million back off of him, but I just want him to do well so badly. But performances like that isn't going to do it. And he needs to start performing in this formation, because if he can't do it in this formation, he's had opportunities playing as a striker, as a winger, and hasn't been cutting the cake. And if he can't do it in this one, then he's not going to do it in any formation. So he can have a 3.
Nice bit of skill though, wasn't it? The nice little sandbag touch, the little head and the little chest. That was a nice little party piece. That
he's been on fucking Tynemouth Beach. He doesn't care about Dubai. Ryan Fraser.
Well, I said it before. How does Julian not get on the pitch before Fraser, man?
He should have started for me.
He should have started. That's ideal for him.
Yeah.
You did the preview with Louis Beneventi, the Chelsea fan, and he said pace. Get out with pace. It'll cause the problems. Imagine the front three of Fraser, Almiron, and Saint-Maximin.
Yeah.
Get them on the ball, further up the pitch, run at them. Didn't do it today. Didn't exploit Chelsea's weaknesses. Fraser could have done that. He showed glimpses of it. He was getting on the ball, taking on people, putting in good crosses. He needs to be starting games. He needs to be getting more minutes. I don't understand why he doesn't. Why did he come on with 18? Look at that, 18 minutes to go. He came on. We're 2-0 down for like the 30-odd minute. Why not bring him on at half time? Bring him on at half time. Give him a full half. Try and make an impact. What he did do, I give him a 6.
Yeah, good crosses in. He definitely should have started earlier. Like, he's been in good form as well, I think, pretty much since the Everton game. Even like the Crystal Palace game was probably his best performance in Newcastle shit so far. And I just didn't know why he didn't play the day. Like I say about Dwight Gale before, I don't know why Bruce felt the need to play like for like, replace a striker with a striker to play on the right-hand side when Miggy's down the middle. You don't need to do it that way. Like, Sir Maximin's not really a striker, but he's playing on the left. So why do you need to have a striker on the right? It makes no fucking sense. That would have been the best way for us to line up today. And with Wilson being out for the next 8 weeks, hopefully we'll see that in the next couple of games. We've got Man United and Wolves coming up. Hopefully we know now Fraser's not, Gale's not the guy, Joe Layton's not the guy, and Carroll cannot play out wide either. So give Ryan Fraser that chance.
No.
And talking of Andy Carroll, I feel so sorry for him tonight because he was trying so hard, but a player like him, I said it in the watch along, a player like him in this modern game, he's done. He's finished.
Yeah.
He can't go near the ball. Like when we're trying to get something out of the game later on, you pump it up long to the big guy. In the Premier League, you couldn't really ask for anyone better than Andy Carroll. There's the Peter Crouches of the world, the big 6 foot odd guy. He's just giving away fouls. Like, he doesn't even need to touch anyone. He needs to come in with like a hair's length of a player and the referee's giving a foul. He doesn't even need to do anything. People are saying, he goes in with his elbows. He fucking wasn't. He must have gave away about 6 fouls in 11 minutes. Like, he can't do that. Even the one in the penalty area, Giroud leant into him. He turned around, seen, Andy Carroll's there. I'll lean into him and he'll get the foul. And he does. It's so easy to get a foul. Like, Andy Carroll just needs to go anywhere within the ball, a defensive player, free kick, piece of piss. But he's not good enough. And the only good thing that he has got going for him is his aerial ability. But even now, done. No fucking point in Andy Carroll anymore.
He put in a great shift now when he came on. Like, he was getting back at our half and a sliding tackle he did as well on the way back. And you can see how well, like, his willingness to do well. But you're right, like, it's a dying breed. You can't do it now because, especially when you've got Azpilicueta, smart defender, he knows that if he falls down, he'll get a free kick because the referee just assumes Andy Carroll's using an elbow.
Yeah.
Rude backs into him, he knows he's going to get the home advantage. He knows the referee had perfect vision of that. It didn't even go to VAR.
No.
It didn't even get judged. And Andy's just fighting a losing battle before he's even stepped on the pitch in the modern day. In the modern day now, like, so
he is.
Yeah.
I'll finish off with Brucey.
Last thing I need to think about before I go to sleep that night, Bruce. Cheers, mate. You know, it's 10 to 3, you know, 10 to 3 in the morning here.
This is why I usually give it to Kendall.
You know, if Kendall can just send me like a WhatsApp with their reaction, we'll just upload it to this at the end. You know? Bruce, for me, the day, like when I seen the team, I thought, great, right? He hasn't changed it. Hayden's actually started off in the middle of the park. He didn't just play 5 defenders. He didn't just. But when you see, like I say, when the game kicked off, though, too much respect shown to Chelsea. And the same thing will happen on the weekend against Man United. We'll let the club name in the stadium and the occasion get the better of it.
Yep.
We'll just think it's absolutely inevitable. It's not conceivable that we can get something out of this game. We'll bend over FC, just bend over FC against the big teams, just bending over and letting them get the win. Chelsea didn't have to play great. Scored 2 easy goals. Second half didn't even need to come out. Didn't even come out of the blocks. Didn't even test them. And then 82nd minute, we had a good chance where Lascelles flicks it on and Miggy fires a volley over. You know, it's like these things again. Too little, too late with the subs. Got it wrong with Gale instead of Fraser, and bend over FC. Just let Chelsea have the win. Bruce can have a 2.
Yeah, no, it was just all wrong. Like I'm pleased that we didn't shit the bed and go 5 at the back, but particularly in the second half, we might as well have. Hayden was dropping deep. So I'm pleased he did start as a central midfielder. I think along with Shelvey and Willock, that's as good as a midfield 3 can be. I would like to see Matty Longstaff trying to be included in that. But Gale wasn't the answer. Should have been Fraser. And if he was fit, and I don't even really know how fit he was, I knew Lascelles would play. I'd love Fernandes to come back and take that spot off of him. I think like Fernandes and Clark, even Shaw, to be fair, the last few weeks, Shaw's been absolutely class. Them 3 are higher, in my opinions, than what Lascelles is. If Fernandes was fit, Fernandes should have played instead of Lascelles alongside Clark. But everything else I think was okay. I think we need to really seriously consider bringing Dubravka back for Man United on Sunday.
Yeah, I think so. Aye.
All right, so that'll do it for the night then. We can all go to bed because it's late here in the UK too.
What time is it there?
10 to 11.
Nice. I'm deadly at that, mate. Do you know 10 to 11? The team news hadn't even been announced yet, right? So at least the game's 1 hour earlier on Sunday against Man U. At least it's a 7 o'clock kickoff. Bring back the 3 o'clockers. Bring back the mid. I want some midday action. That's what I want. I want the fixtures in March all be 12:30 kickoffs during the day.
I prefer the middays.
4 o'clock for me over here. Lovely. Right. Cheers for watching, everyone. Make sure you pop your player ratings in the comments below. Subscribe to the Magpie Channel TV and enjoy yourselves.